Thank you. Next up, I'd like to call up Ms. Meghana Musunuri. She's the founder and chairperson of Save Water and Nature, which is SWAN. They are our lake conservation partners. They are the lake conservation partners for this event. And she's also, she runs Fountainhead Global School in Hyderabad. So Meghna, please come. Please come up on stage. Please take. I need the clicker.
So from expectations to action, rewriting the climate story together. Namaste, distinguished delegates, fellow changemakers, and young climate warriors. As I was introduced, I'm Meghana Musunuri. I know because I'm from the south, I wanted to make it very clear how my name sounds. Because yes, I'm also a teacher, so I'm not trying to correct anyone here. I'm just trying to give the right information. So can I request for the first slide? First slide. That's the second one. Thank you. Yeah. So when we picture the future we want for our children, we see laughter echoing across clean playgrounds, lungs filling with crisp air, and dinner tables topped with food grown in living soils. Happiness and health, two simple expectations, isn't it? But the climate crisis keeps asking, is this future still possible? Because we know the temperatures in India breached 50 degrees Celsius twice last summer. We know about our air, land, and water pollution levels. Can we explain to the future generation that it was good for the economy when they can't farm the land, breathe the air, drink the water? So in 2009, because it was good for the economy. So in 2009, we started SWAN, Save Water and Nature, with the belief that every drop of effort counts. And our formula is simple: awareness camps. We took schools first, because if a child understands, their family listens. And the second one is action projects for turning knowledge into muscle memory. Because many a times, we get to see a lot of people talking on these problems, but I strongly believe sitting at a discussion will not solve any problem. We have to go down and get their hands dirty and try and understand how it can be solved by doing it. So that is me. I'm the founder chairperson of Save Water and Nature, and I wear different hats along with it, where I'm also known as a top 50 global teacher and a global ambassador for teachers representing India. And I'm a panel at a UN Water Conference in 2023, where I spoke about blue economy and took some of my projects there. And awarded as Pride of Telangana. I introduce myself as an entrepreneur, environmentalist, and education futurist, along with a Google champion for women entrepreneurs on the web. Yes, thank you. I run this school called Fountainhead Global School, along with a company which is My EduGuru Services, and I am representing Save Water and Nature here today. So mainly our projects in SWAN are awareness campaigns on water conservation and from improving the green cover of urban cities like Hyderabad, Chennai and Bangalore areas, promoting organic festivals, because we somehow felt that, festivals are becoming bigger and larger than life, and where the amount of, the main reason the festival exists is to remind us about sustainability, but other than that, everything else is happening. So community cleanup drives and lake cleanup drives. So Nukkad Nataks on sustainable living, waste segregation, plantation drives, and we also conduct some family walks and runs as part of SWAN. So this is one of the projects that today I will be talking about, which is a lake revival project. So before we revive the lake, these are some of the pictures that I clicked. So when we went, as you can see, it is so contrast to what children see in their books when they see a lake, you know, and it is full of trash, it is full of debris from different companies, sometimes farmer, sometimes construction, and many more, and full of duckweed where aquatic life can't survive in such scenarios. I mean, it is so heart-wrenching that, you know, if it was only, it is not just about those, like, you know, it was open defecation there, there was a lot of mosquitoes breeding on those grounds, and literally the lake was dead. And I can't call it a lake anymore. And I couldn't tell my students that, you know, this natural resource actually belongs to them. So what did we do about it? This is what we changed the lake into a complete rainwater lake now. And we are very proudly, happily announced that this is the only rainwater lake of Hyderabad. Because the entire sewage is diverted and we only collect rainwater, and the biodiversity thrives right now. And so this is a lake in Hyderabad city, in a place called Miapur. It spreads across 15.5 acres. And, you know, and there are colonies around that lake. All 3 sides of the lake has colonies. So how did we involve children as part of this lake revival? It's first of its kind in a city and a proper urban lake, which is dead. So we created awareness among students, and they became our voices to spread this message across communities living around. They found spaces where they can actually, you know, talk about it. They did not leave the startup communities. They even introduced themselves as like, you know, okay, you are starting a startup company, but we are starting on a lake revival project. Because I feel when children are taught such things at a young age, they become habits, and they don't have to be reminded once they grow up as adults on what they have to work on. Because no one is going to fall out of the sky with a cape to help them resolve these problems. So it is them who has to learn how to handle this problem. So that is one of the main reasons why SWAN wanted children also to be part of this particular, you know, initiative. And we gained a lot of support from Tim Flannery, who is a climate professor from Australia who had come. You can see his picture in the last, where one of my students stole his show saying, I am here because I am reviving a lake at my age. And his name is Arav, and he was only 6 years old when he said that to him. He was super impressed that children can participate in things which are globally stressing today at every stage. So this is how we started off, where it did not have any path that we can walk to that particular lake. So we had to lay stones through the sewage water with the help of the community and the team. And then we used a lot of machinery to clean the lake, clear all the sludge out, and built rainwater inlets into the lake. And only bring children once we know it is safe. And now we have a proper walking track which is built around all 4 sides of the lake where the bund was created. And I would like to share about a mascot that the students actually created, and we launched it, and it is called Cheru. Cheru is a personification of a lake into a human form. It also stands for Cheruvu, which is like the Telugu name of a lake. So you can see the fish happily swimming on her tank top, and with a lot of biodiversity around her waist, and a lot of flora and fauna on her head representing, and then watching very keenly what people are doing around it, like, having a keen eye. This is what Cheru stands for, and this is the mascot that we released to revive lakes. So this is where when we initially wanted to actually see if the biodiversity improved after cleaning the sludge and everything, but it did not help in the first go because there's hardly any oxygen which was left in the water. So after 9 attempts, in the 10th attempt is where the fish could thrive, and the biodiversity slowly returned back after a couple of years. And learning about our project, we had a visitor who is a UK MP. His name is Mr. Nigel Adams, who came along with the British Deputy High Commissioner Andrew Fleming to visit us and speak to the students about how this project actually initiated. And I had this opportunity to take the same project to the UN Water Conference to New York, where I was able to share how children of Hyderabad, not being part of a coastal region, were able to, work towards the blue economy. And we also had visitors from the same conference to actually have the same conversation with the students. So we continue to involve community and children around the lake, this Meedikunta Lake, for its upkeep. And over 7 years, we had to revive it twice so that we were able to achieve what we could. Because, that is more important. How did this impact the students? Is that, we were able to, they were able to learn by doing it. This is a real-time project, hands-on experience that they gained. So it is very boring for children to learn from their books and boring lectures most of the time. But this was so enthusiastic for them to learn from this. And I still remember the day when my students came up to me and said, I feel like a superhero walking in my community because everybody are thanking me because that I revived a lake which nobody could have. So this also improved that confidence in the child that they will be able to do something good in their life and once they grow up. Because as a child itself, they were able to achieve a task which many of us felt that it is impossible to. So they learn how to identify a problem, they learn how to plan for it, execute it, and definitely, went around inspiring many people for the change, in which we were able to, cater to all these SDGs, or around 7 SDGs, which is very important that they need to know while they're growing up. And this is the impact on the biodiversity of the lake. Definitely, the biodiversity flourished. Thank you. And then there's cleaner air, healthier water. And one of our MLA actually informed the people living in there that this particular project increased their life by 10 more healthy years. So aquatic life thrives there, and sanctuary for birds and bees, and it's a haven for animals as well. So we were able to achieve these 5 SDGs through this particular impact, which is SDG 6, 13, 14 climate action, and 15 and 17. So the impact on community is something which I really feel is very important in any project that one takes up. So benefited over 2 lakh people in that area, and it helped 9,000 families live a better life around that lake. And there's so many schools, colleges, and companies which thrive there. And definitely, the livelihood of the fishermen depends on that particular lake, and a lot of cattle raisers also depend on this particular lake. We did a small survey, and right now there is hardly any cases of mosquito-borne diseases in that area. So these are 6 ways that it actually impacted in the SDGs that impacted this community as well. So this is a real-time information that I'm sharing. So before the lake got revived, around more than 54% people were affected with mosquito-borne diseases, and after the lake was revived, hardly 1%. So this was done by the students with the locals who are living around the lake, so to actually achieve those numbers. And we also wanted to appreciate people who involved in that lake revival project. So we gave away the Good Samaritan Awards to those people who unconditionally supported the cause and were there throughout. So we did not stop there. So we have other projects like Ozone Run that we've conducted from last 3 years. And that is Tirtha here, who was a speaker yesterday at the youth conference, who started her journey with Ozone Run in association with SWAN. She's only 17 years old, but she says that, very proudly says that she has 15 years of experience in climate action. And then we also gifted a walking bridge to the society on November 14th as a gift to the community, and collected 60,000 petitions through Ozone Run and gave it to GHMC to improve the hygiene of Hyderabad roads. We include schools, not just our school, but all the other schools, and teach them how to segregate waste right from the school to their homes. So we also have another set of awards like Climate Action Ambassador Awards, which we give away in association with the British Deputy High Commission of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. These are some of our partners. And I'm sure most of you must have seen this Indian Express video recently, which was showing women from Maharashtra's Nasik district, where they were descending down into the 70-feet ill-maintained well to fetch small accounts of murky water, risking their lives in the very state that we call our nation's money and fashion capital. The contrast is stark because prosperity on the billboards and scarcity in the villages. So as we stand here today, eyes open to the smoke-filled dawns, ears turn to headlines of heat records broken yet again, let's remember one truth. The climate crisis is not a wall that we crash into. It is a door we choose to walk through together. SWAN has shown that doorstep activism can ripple all the way to the United Nations floor. We have proved that when students, scientists, policymakers, and businesses lace up for the Ozone Run or roll up their sleeves at once polluted lake, 3 things flourish at once: biodiversity, community pride, and the conviction that solutions scale at a speed of trust. Today, I invite every corporate board, every civic leader, every restless citizen in this hall to pull that trust into motion. Join hands with SWAN, because the future will be written by those who refuse to stand alone. I thank Mr. Jagan from Vibrant, M3M Foundation, and the CSR Universe for this opportunity at CASCA’25. Thank you all. Namaste.